What is going on, Colts Nation? He is Jamal Lawrence. I'm Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast.
Yo.
Hey, it's been a minute, everybody. Hope y'all caught our mock drafts last week. We got into a 3-round mock draft, so you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Hey, but today we're talking about free agency. No, it's a critical time for any NFL team right now to bolster their roster and trim the fat, of course. There's some key positions that Chris Ballard needs to address before the 2024 NFL season. It's crucial that we add to what we've already built on, last season. And I guess it's already last season now. Super Bowl's over. Now I will have to say, Chris Ballard, I don't think he's on the hot seat right now. So this is probably going to factor in a lot of our answers. Last season, we overachieved in Shane Steichen's first year as head coach. And that was with Anthony Richardson on the shelf after 4 games. So Jamal, I mean, that kind of begs the question. Let me know what you think Chris Ballard is going to do this offseason to address those positions of need. What's going to happen?
I can tell you what he needs to do. He needs to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for us before we go ahead and get started in this. Show that love. Watching. Yeah, he got to be watching. Get this out to all the Colts fans, just like yourself. Absolutely free to use. So go ahead and hit that button. But like you said, Eric, Chris Ballard, I mean, He needs to make some moves. He needs to make some splash moves in this free agency. He needs to. But will he is the question. I don't know. Yeah, before I even talk about that, you mentioned that he's not on the hot seat. It's so crazy to me to think that year after year after year, everyone finds an excuse to not put Ballard on the hot seat, which is why his mediocrity continues. But that's neither here nor there. We won't talk about that right now. Because everybody just gives this man a free pass every year, no matter what the outcome is, no matter what the result. Now, I will say, of course, like you said, Shane Steichen did excel his first year, especially with Anthony Richardson on the bench. Shane Steichen excelled his first year with having Anthony Richardson on the bench. Shane Steichen. Okay, back to what we're talking about. Chris Ballard. Chris Ballard. Fans, listeners everywhere, throughout the entire world, I want y'all to know Chris Ballard always has and always will be Value Ballard. Hate to be the one to break the news to y'all, but he will not be making a splash signing in free agency this year. He will not. He said in his January presser, he said, we have a lot more flexibility than we've had in the past. He said, and we'll always be prudent, but we'll be as aggressive as we need to be in free agency with players we think can help us.
He basically said, he said he got more capital, bro.
He got more capital. You're right. He does have more capital. We're not spending $25 million on Phillip Rivers. We're not spending $36 million on Matt Ryan, on washed up people anymore because we have a young quarterback. But does that mean he's going to decide to finally go ahead and go crazy in this free agency? Get someone like L'Jarius Sneed, who, showed us during the Super Bowl. He can do it. No, he's going to rely on the draft. I can guarantee it, guys. You know how he goes. He loves finding these potential gems in the draft, looking at these raw scores, using all this athletic ability. Even with the cap space we have right now, he ain't going to be doing anything crazy. We look at some of our biggest signing we had last year. What was it, Matt Gay? A kicker? That's who we spent our money on.
Hold on. Yeah, let's talk about our history. So last year, I would say our biggest impactful signing would probably be Samson and Bucom.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. Great signing.
I mean, you could say Gardner Minshew as well. I mean, he came in, he's a Pro Bowler. He became a Pro Bowler, his first Pro Bowl ever with the Indianapolis Colts. So you could argue that, but Matt Gay, they spent a lot of money on Matt Gay. But even before that, you got to think Carson Wentz was probably our biggest one, and that backfired on us, right?
I was going to try not to mention it because that was a trade, but you know what? Since we're going to address the elephant in the room, we gave a 3rd-round pick and a 1st-round pick. Yeah,
first round and a 3rd-round pick.
I mean, absolutely, and it backfired.
Absolutely horrific return on investment. I kind of argue that we probably should have gave him at least one more year since we gave up all that cap, but we're not going to go there. DeForest Buckner was a trade. I would say was
great one.
One of his greatest 1st-round pick for DeForest Buckner. I'll take it. Phillip Rivers. I mean, we got the playoffs with him.
Like,
Hey,
here's the thing. No. Hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's so crazy because people, and listen, I love Phillip Rivers. I think he was a dog when he was in San Diego. When he was in San Diego, he was a dog. I'll repeat that. When he was in San Diego, he was a dog. We've made episodes, Eric. We've made episodes recently about older players and what we think they would bring to this organization, and we get a lot of hate for it. It's crazy. You know what? And I'm not mad about it because it's just the reality of the situation. We caught some flack for the Mike Evans sign. Oh, he's old. But people still worship Rivers like he was with us for 10 years. 1 year he was with us, and people still say, "Oh, one of the best to ever do it in Indianapolis." But we can't be wishful in our thinking of getting another older player that still has proven that he can do more and more. All I'm saying is that we just can't. You cannot be one-sided with these conversations. So do I think Phillip Rivers was a decent signing to get us to the playoffs? Absolutely. Was it worth the $25 million we signed him for? I don't think so because it didn't fix anything. But again, we continue on, Eric. Sorry, go ahead.
Whew. All right. Hot topic. It must seem like, Stephon Gilmore, I thought was, I personally said he was going to be the most impactful signing that year over Matt Ryan. It was supposedly a hot take, and I guess it was, but it ended up being because Gilmore single-handedly won us some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some smaller signings like Trey Burton, he tight end 1 year with us. Rodney McLeod, pretty solid signing. He wish we would have kept him. But all that's to say, like, we never really broke the bank for any of these top free agents. Even you could say we did break the bank for the trades, but that gets me thinking, like, are we going to target some top names in free agency? So like Chris Jones, like that's probably just out. Yeah, that's out of the realm of possibility.
Shot.
Josh Allen, edge rusher. No. T. Higgins. I don't think so, because that's going to require a large amount of money. Like these guys are going to command $25-30 million a year. I don't think Ballard goes for that. I mean, especially we still have Michael Pittman Jr. who hasn't been re-signed yet. Like I could see maybe like a Jalen Johnson, or like you said, L'Jarius Sneed, maybe.
I even doubt that. I think that's too high up the food chain for him. He is too valued out for that kind of stuff, man. I when you talk about the splat, a signing, because what Gilmore's contract was 2 years, $20 million, or something like that.
Think, yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, listen, and worth every single penny. Ballard said when they made the decision to part ways, it was the best for both teams. Obviously, Gilmore wanted to go get a championship. He went down to Dallas and showed he can still do it at an elite level. But Ballard said, we think we'll be better off in the draft. We can figure out in the draft, and look where we stand. Keep going.
I don't think we've solved the cornerback position. But Chris Ballard did say we have to get more explosive on offense. We also have to eliminate the explosives on defense. He said that at the end of the season. So, we have to bring more firepower. We also have to be able to diffuse the firepower on the opposing side of the field.
Absolutely.
Getting that healthy Anthony Richardson back into the fold, I think, causes an uptick in that department on the offense. But what can we do to get more explosive plays on offense? What can we do to prevent explosive plays on defense? I love cornerbacks. I really do. You have to have some rock solid corners who can play man coverage. And I think that was one of our weaknesses. Like everyone always talks about Gus Bradley's defensive scheme, way too conservative. Well, I thought about it, and it's probably because we don't have the talent to trust our corners to play one-on-one, because when we get aggressive, we send more down. We send more after the quarterback. So we're losing those guys in coverage. Do you trust Darrell Baker Jr. to go one-on-one with this? That's just my 2 cents. But I think, and I really think, I don't think you can, we have to make a good sign-in in free agency, because you cannot address this entire group in the draft. We have 1 first-round pick. Whether you waste, or I won't say waste, whether you use it on a corner or wide receiver or a Brock Bauer, something like that, that's going to help one side of the equation.
For sure.
But, it doesn't fix everything. So, I'm thinking like, re-sign Michael Pittman. Let's at least attempt to sign a corner. Get like at least put an offer, like, bro,
I
like
hope.
Jalen Johnson need to visit, like
I hope. Yeah, I absolutely hope. Absolutely hope.
Jarius Sneed he need to pick
Yeah.
up the phone and
Yeah.
or maybe we address corner in the first round, second round, something like that. But again, that doesn't guarantee you don't get a
Mhm.
guaranteed product. But let's say we do that and then we go out and get a wide receiver in free agency, like we talked about, Mike Evans possibly, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, Calvin Ridley's a free agent. Even like Darnell Mooney, somebody, because like you've said, Jamal, you've always said this. We have to increase that competition in the wide receiver room. We have to. So that has to be a route. And if Ballard is serious about diffusing explosive plays and creating more explosive plays, he's gonna have to make an explosive signing.
Mhm. I would agree. I would agree because he's Steichen has shown now what he's coming here and what he's going to offer to this organization and what his expectations are. Now it's up to Ballard to put the personnel in place for him to continue to exceed. Like you mentioned, I fully agree when you said about Gus probably not wanting to stack the box and have to worry about a one-on-one with a rookie, because we saw that happen multiple times this year. We stack it with 7-8 people in there. We show blitz and we got soft coverage all across the middle, or we got DBs getting beat one-on-one. So I completely agree. We can't afford to stack when we have a situation like that. So I would absolutely hope that the Colts have some kind of visits going on in the near future with the defensive side of the ball. Again, it's hard to put all your eggs in a basket on a first round draft pick on a cornerback or even on a receiver. I mean, no matter who it is, we've seen plenty of busts. When we can go ahead and dish out a little money here right now, think about what the longevity of this team is and how it can elevate this team by getting one of these guys you mentioned, Jones, or excuse me, Johnson, Sneed, or one of these guys in the building. Pay them what you know that they have shown they deserve. It's not like they're being outlandish with their requests. I mean, let's call a spade here. We've seen these guys play. We know what they bring to the table, so you can entertain what they want because you know what it does to this team, and then you can worry about maybe going a little harder and in another position as like the wide receivers in the draft or something of that nature, because you've kind of solidified one of your main needs. Again, while you have this rookie quarterback contract and you have the money, restructure contracts. We know this happens every single day. There are plenty of things that could happen in this organization that can free up money and that can put us in a position to be win now and not just mediocre, a step above mediocre. We want to be in win now mode. Restructure, retailer, do whatever you have to do. But the cards are on the table now. Again, the coaching is going to be there. The personnel needs to be there. And that starts from the GM. He has to make the right calls to get the players where we need them.
Yeah. And Colts fans, everyone has their own opinion about what the team should do, how they should attack the draft, how they should attack free agency. But we all need to realize there are multiple ways to skin a cat. So there's plenty of ways we can go about this and still get the desired solution. So like I was talking about earlier, attacking corner in the draft first round or attacking a weapon in the first round. It depends what they do in free agency to couple with that. So if they do one of those things and not the other, that's when I'm sitting here like, yo, bro, we ain't we did not move the needle like we should. So that's how I feel. I know Colts Nation, let us know your thoughts. That it's going to be an excited free agency. It's going to be a exciting draft. Just because it's not, a quarterback need. We don't want to be a team that needs a quarterback right now. Like, you're a team that has a quarterback or needs one. And quite frankly, we're still on that needing side just because Anthony Richardson, we don't know what he's going to be about. We've seen flashes. We've seen the upside. But is that going to transition into a full 17 games of superb play or things like that? Is he going to be our cornerstone, our franchise quarterback? We don't know that yet. I hope he is, because I love this guy. he is our guy right now. But
absolutely.
Will he be that guy in 3 years, or are we going to be someone like the Chicago Bears who have the first round pick and they're sitting there debating, whether they should take a quarterback or not, or keep Justin Fields. I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be in the Chiefs situation where they got their quarterback signed for 10 years, $50 million a year. I want to be in that situation. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Jamal, you got anything else?
That's it, man. That's it. Like you said, drop those comments below. Let us know how y'all feel about this and what you expect. And be honest in these comments, man. We know how Chris Ballard's roll, but again, like Eric said, there's more. There's more than ways to skin a cat. I'm always gonna have an opinionated opinion about half the stuff we do, but that's the fun of this. Hey, listen, that's the fun of this. So drop in comments below. But now that's all I got for us today, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We took around a week off. It's a slow off season for the Colts right now, just because we just had the Super Bowl, so we had to take a little break. But we're back. It's off season time. Let's get right back into it, Colts Nation. That's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts, and we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take care.